So when I was 25, I had gotten into a relationship with someone whom I thought I was eventually going to marry. I thought this person had every single thing I was looking for. Physically, I was obviously very attracted to her, but she was emotionally mature. She had good communication skills. She had good social skills. She was positive. She was radiant. She was playful. I was finally really happy to have met someone who had the same values as me. But here's the problem. As time went on, she started to show more of her true self and less of that mask that she showed me at first. And she started to show less and less and less of those things that I was attracted to in the first place, which basically meant that finally, she didn't have the same values as I thought she had at the first place. As the months went on, I began to realize that she's not that emotionally mature, she's not the best of good communicators, and she doesn't really have those qualities going for her like I expected, which is why I was really attracted to her in the first place. And as even more time passed, she started backing off from me for whatever reason. Well, actually now in retrospect, I know why she was backing off from me. It's because she thought or felt that our values weren't aligning as much as we wanted them to. So she would back off, and when I'd see that she backed off, I would back off as well, because I'm not the type of person who's going to overwhelm you when I want something out of you. And so she'd see that happen, and of course I wouldn't message her first, because at first I was always the one to message her first. But then when I see that you back off, I'm like, okay, let's see if you would message first yourself. But she didn't. And then later she would send me like a video or a funny meme, and then I'd respond to it, and she was like, oh, I haven't heard from you all day. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, of course I'm not gonna reach out to you. I'm not gonna reward you for that behavior. I'm not gonna reward you for backing off from me and being completely distant from me. Long story short, there was just way too much resistance in the relationship towards the end because it wasn't going in the direction that I wanted it to. She wasn't really being emotionally available for me. Obviously she had her reasons, but deep down I know it's because of the values not being aligned. And because of that, unfortunately, I had to end the relationship. But basically, I ended the relationship because she wasn't emotionally available, so I was the one who was left heartbroken. Technically, I was the one who was broken up with. And looking back in retrospect, I know exactly why this happened. The reason why I was heartbroken was because I was attached to the idea of who I thought her to be, not attached to her for herself. I was too attached to an idea of her, not being attached to her herself. And when I was heartbroken, I was unable to let go of that idea. The whole reason why I tell this story to you is to get you familiar with the idea of letting go. Not only to a person, but anything in life. And the only way you're going to be able to let go is if you learn to start saying yes to yourself more and to start saying no to that which doesn't serve you. Again, you're gonna say yes to myself and no to that which doesn't serve me. Now here's what I mean. When you start actively working on something that's really important to you and that has everything to do with your personal growth, you're automatically going to start saying yes to yourself and making those deposits, metaphorically, into yourself instead of saying yes to something else. And you're automatically actually gonna say no to something else. Now, by the way, I don't want you thinking that this is narcissism or that I'm condoning narcissism by getting you to adopt this mindset, but it's mainly for your own growth. Because here's the thing, the more you say yes to yourself and you actually make those deposits into yourself, the more you'll be able to fully give someone else. But you're not going to be able to give of yourself to others unless you first start prioritizing saying yes to yourself. So let me give you a personal example. Starting March of 2020, my priority has been to start saying yes to my YouTube channel, aka myself, and building it. And ever since then, March of 2020, holy shit, it's been 3 years. Ever since then, that's been the priority in my life. Why? Because that has everything to do with my personal growth to give you guys value. And that's the point where I've genuinely been able to let go of circumstances that don't serve me, of people who aren't aligned with my goals, of ideas that don't help me grow, of time wasted. Even recently, this last summer of 2022, from June of 2022 to December of 2022, it was almost exclusively a period of my life where all I was doing was saying yes to myself. I disappeared a bit from my friends. I doubled down on my YouTube channel. I doubled down on the gym since May of last year. And specifically when I started making the gym a priority in my life, instead of it being like 2 months on, 2 months off, 2 months on, 2 months off, it was consistent, like 3 days a week consistently, every single week. And so the more I did that, the happier I actually became. I noticed I was becoming happier. I started feeling more whole, more complete. And I started feeling less attached to other outside things, whether it was circumstances that I actually wanted, a girl I was actually interested in, an activity that I actually wanted to do, anything on the outside. Those things were great and all, but because I said yes to myself more and more and more, I let go more and more of those other things, especially the things that weren't serving me. I let go more of the idea of a relationship with someone that I want. And until today, I'm still looking for that, but I'm not attached. I'm not attached at all, to be completely honest. I'm completely letting go. I'm more focused on myself, to give myself the value, to say yes to myself, to be better so I could better serve others. And even eventually, when I attract a relationship into my life with the right person, I'll be able to give that person the best of myself. Why? Because I've said yes to myself enough times. Now, before thinking you really understand this, what you absolutely can't do is do these things in order to get an outside result in your life. For example, I want to go to the gym for these next 6 months so I can get a huge physique so I can get that hot girl in college because I want her to like me. Or I want to start that business so I can buy that car and flex on people so people can think I'm so cool and so alpha, and all of a sudden I'm going to have the friends and the women that I want. You doing those things is actually going to do the opposite of attract these people into your life. It's going to repel them. Why is that? The specific reason isn't just because of superficiality, although that is a big reason. The reason is, energetically speaking, you are going to be projecting insecurity without even you opening your goddamn mouth. People are going to feel your needy energy. Girls, when you go talk to them, they're going to feel that you're really thirsty, you're really needy for their validation, for their approval. If you're starting a business and you're not genuine about it, people are going to feel it, and they're going to feel your needy vibes, and they're probably not going to subscribe to whatever ideas you have. They're not going to be bought on that pitch you have, whatever it is. However, if you're going to the gym to become stronger and healthier, then that's an absolute yes to yourself. You're absolutely saying yes to yourself, and you're saying no to things that don't serve you. If you're starting a business to start making more money for something that you're passionate about and something that you absolutely believe in, then absolutely, you're saying yes to yourself. You're putting that deposit into yourself, and you're saying no to that which doesn't serve you. If you're learning this new skill set about something that you really like, and you're doing it because it's going to help you grow, again, you're saying yes to yourself and no to that which doesn't serve you. All of these things that are focused on your growth are naturally what are going to take you into an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. And naturally, you will be able to let go because you're unattached, and you'll be able to let go of people's acceptance of you, of people's expectations of you, of the need to feel validated by others, and of the need to control someone who's a potential partner or who can be a potential partner in your life. From the bottom of my heart and from my own personal experience, I'm telling you that this is what has worked for me, and that's why I'm suggesting it to you. I am way more outcome independent and way more detached than I was 3-4 years ago. I'm talking about a healthy detached, again, not narcissism type of detached. If, for example, I meet a woman who I see is marriage potential, has marriage potential, even if I really, really like her, I'm not as attached as I used to be years ago to the idea of her. Why? Because I already know that I'm saying yes to myself enough. And if this person is a great person and time will tell, then we'll talk, then we'll see, we'll take it from there. Then we'll see how we're gonna pursue the relationship and further the relationship. But besides that, I have no expectations. I'm completely letting go. If I meet a woman who I really like, sure, I'll absolutely pursue her, but those attached thoughts are no longer gonna be in the back of my mind. Because back then, 4 years ago, when I still graduated college, sure, I had things going for me because I graduated pharmacy school and I was just about to get a job, just about to start my career, just about to make some decent money. But outside of that, I didn't really have anything going on in my life. But now I do. Now I have this going on. This is the priority. I'm working on my physical health. I'm working on my mental health. I started to meditate. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. I'm learning new things. I'm improving my videos. I'm improving my on-camera charisma, my video quality, my background, my videos to be edited professionally, my microphone, the sound sounds nicer for my videos, all those things. But again, truthfully right now, I'm much more able to let go and to detach from certain things, even if I really want them. Why? Because I'm able to say yes to myself fully, and I'm able to honestly and respectfully say no to that which does not serve me anymore.